Hey, Luke here. In this video, I'm going to show you how to add your first phone number to your account in VXT. As a reminder, we have already completed 4 steps. We've installed VXT on our computer and our mobile phone, created an account for our team, connected our first integration, and started our VXT subscription. Now, let's add our first phone number to our account. To add our first phone number, we'll make sure we're on the admin page in the bottom left-hand corner of our screen. I already am. And then I'm going to look for phone numbers. I'll click on the phone numbers page. As you can see, I don't have any phone numbers on my account. So to add my first phone number, I'll click Add Phone in the top right-hand corner. Now, there are 2 options for me here. I can either choose to add a new phone number. I'll be buying one from VXT, or bring existing phone numbers. Maybe I have a whole bunch of phone numbers for my company already with my old phone system and I want to port them to VXT. That's totally fine. But today I'm going to purchase a new phone number from VXT. I want a new landline in Sydney, which is where I am right now. I'm in Sydney, Australia. Once we've selected the kind of phone number we want and the area code, we'll hit continue. I can see that a proof of address is required for Australian numbers. So I will go and find a proof of address and then drag that in here. Then click continue. Now, what do I want to do with this phone number? Well, it's going to be my direct line. So I'll put Luke's phone number. Direct line looks good to me, and I'll assign it to myself. Then hit continue. And just like that, I have a new phone number. I'll click finish. Now I can see that phone number on my phone numbers page here in VXT. Now that I have a phone number, I'm ready to start making calls in VXT. But it's already 5 p.m. and I don't want to receive calls outside of business hours. So let's manage what happens when someone rings this phone number. To do that, I'm going to click on it. That'll open the settings for my phone number. The first thing I'll see is the active call flow for this number. Call flows determine what happens when someone calls this number. Right now, it's set to ring assignee. I am the user that is assigned to this number. So it'll just ring me. This is what happens when someone rings your mobile phone number. That's cool, but I can do a lot more in VXT. Now I'm just going to briefly create a different call flow so that my phone doesn't ring outside of business hours. Call flows are pretty complex and you can do a lot of things with them in VXT. So there are additional resources on how to use call flows. I'm just going to touch on it briefly in this video. To create my new call flow, I'm going to click on the active call flow here. I can see there are some default call flows that I can use, but this time I'll create a new call flow. In VXT, when we're creating a call flow, we do so graphically. So what happens when I receive an incoming call? To decide what happens, I'll add actions to my call flow by hitting this plus button. The first thing I want to add today is a schedule because I do not want to receive calls outside of hours. I'll click on the schedule. I'm going to click configure to set my business hours. 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, looks good to me. I'll hit save. Now I can see when I get an incoming call, different things happen depending on the time of day. So inside hours, I'll add an action. I'm going to get it to ring users. Now I don't need to change this action. Everything looks good to me. If I don't answer the phone, I'm going to, well, look at that, I'll add an action and I'm going to send the call to voicemail. Outside of hours, I don't want it to ring me. I'll add an action, click connect, and then click on the send to voicemail action I added before. So it's that simple. I've created a call flow so that I do not receive calls outside of hours. And I get an incoming call depending on my business hours. If it's inside of hours, it'll ring me. And if I do not answer, it will go to voicemail. If it's outside of my business hours, it will go straight to voicemail. So I'm going to give this call flow a name. Luke's business hours seems good to me, and hit save. VXT is going to ask me, hey, do I want to activate this call flow? Yes, I do. I'll hit activate, and now you can see for the number that we just created, the active call flow is Luke's business hours. Great. I'll close that. Now, I've added a phone number to my account and set it up so it does what I want it to do when I receive incoming calls. Thanks for watching.